Yo.
Yeah.
What's the deal? What's the deal? Yo, you are not tuned in to the Shits podcast where we are either shooting shit, starting some shit,
or picking up with shit left off. Yeah.
Hey, yo, I'm your host, Monsoon, Staraw, the coolest cat you heard thus far.
Yeah. I'm Bubba, one of the dreadheads you cannot catch at the mall unless it's a outlet mall. Deals live.
Hey, yo, check it out, y'all. We got a very, very special guest to the podcast this week. Yo, my man is not only a Chicago comedic legend, he's a comedic legend, period. You know what I'm saying? Been in the game for years, funny as fuck. But not only is my man a hilarious comedian, he also transitioned over to the radio world, and he's an awesome radio personality as well. Yo, it's numerous comedians out there who have blossomed and pretty much been in a better position because of what this man has brought to not only Chicago but comedy, period. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, anyone watching this, anyone listening to this, I want y'all to put y'all hands together. Like I said, if you're driving, don't put your hands together because we don't want no shit to happen and it be caused by us.
That's
you know what I'm saying? But y'all make some noise for my man, Tony Sculfield, aka Tony Skull.
What's good in
Yes,
the hood?
What's up, bro?
Yes, sir.
Man,
how you feeling, man?
I'm up here in this shy, man. I had to come up for a show this weekend, so I'm sitting up here right now chilling with my granddaughters and my daughter, man, just chilling. So I'm glad to be here with y'all, peoples. Yes, sir.
Oh, you say you up here?
Bro.
I know it's cold in.
Yeah, that Chi-Town weather was waiting for me when I got off the plane. Like, yeah, bring your ass out here. Yeah. Got the little California coat on.
Baby.
Yeah, Soon I stepped off the plane, like, come on out here, Mr. California Jacket. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was like that motherfucker right at your waist, huh? You got that jacket right at your waist, huh? I got something for your ass, man.
Yeah, man. So, but yeah.
Hey, man.
Cool, though.
So where you performing at, bro?
I did a show last night out at what is that, Park Forest, at this place called Theater 47. Okay. It was me, Smokey Suarez, Joe Torre was on the show. My man Romello Barnes put it together. My man Ace was there. It was a real nice show, man. We had a sold out theater out there.
Damn.
So it turned out real good, man. Had a good time.
Yeah.
That's dope. Man.
Yeah. It's a series called Up Close and Personal.
Okay.
Yeah, OG classic.
Yeah.
I remember hosted Def Comedy Jam and all that.
Exactly. That was a big name too in Chicago, man. How I feel to be in the list, man, of those greats, man, coming out of Chicago. That's a heavy list. And coming up, as you know, running that, doing the comedy circuit, Chicago always had a staple in it. It just took a while for everybody to get their recognition, man. I finally feel to be recognized in the game, man. You put that work in, especially on the radio. Everybody listen to you in the morning, bro. Like you got a lot of people to school and to work with the traffic jams and man, just keeping us upbeat. Everybody listen to you, bro. When you left, I stopped listening to GCI. Like I can't even count.
Wow.
Like, y'all was going on the morning show. I'm like, all right, that's it. I gotta find somebody. I started listening to Dusties in the morning.
Yeah, my people still there. My people are still up in there. But the thing with Chicago comedians, man, that a lot of people don't know is like it seems like that we got respect like kind of late in the game, but man, if you came up in the game when I came up in comedy in Chicago put beast out here. Chicago, there was guys back that people didn't really know about that was writing for like Chris Rock and the weigh-ins and things of that nature. So, I mean, we had a name in the business when I came up that you had to be a beast in Chicago. You had to literally be a beast on that stage to be recognized up here. And the rest of the country recognized that, them dudes in Chicago is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was well known throughout the comedy industry, and it still is that Chicago puts out beasts when it comes to this comedy business. I mean, you can run down a list of names of the comics that came out of here, and it's endless. And we're still producing new comics every day. So it's what it is. But you couldn't be no punk back in the day, boy.
No, bro.
Oh, man.
No, bro. I mean, like this, in my opinion, bro, this city is too rough on you for you to be a punk up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the Apollo has this reputation of really being harsh on people, but I feel like for Chicago, that's on the regular.
That's a regular.
Yeah, but with the Apollo, like you went there to boo. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even really get a comic a chance at the Apollo. It was different. Like you really, the first little thing slipped, you gonna boo anyway. But in Chicago, the one thing about it is that the comedians were so good that you had to listen to them. You got to listen to him when this guy's doing jokes.
Yeah,
he's setting up material. So that's one thing that I think that we got early on. That you know these guys, like you said, like I said earlier, we're writers, we're different. So you got to listen. If you ain't listening to what we're doing, you're gonna miss out. So I think we got a little different respect as far as like when we went around the country, and we still go around the country. People like, you know, we got to listen to this Chi-Town dude.
Yeah,
he got some stories. You know what I'm saying?
You know what else I like too? I like how with comedy, you guys always had that book bag of shit ready for them fucking hecklers. You got the shit ready for them hecklers. Like when you doing your story and you doing some shit, and the room might need to be quiet for 1 or 2 minutes, and the motherfucker come out with boom. Like that's the wrong thing to do to a Chicago motherfucker. Period. Like you can't do no shit like that. And that's like he's saying, like average everyday people is like that. Be like ready to jump off and get on some shit real quick. Like don't make them go left. It'll go left real bad. That's what you'll be known for. You'll be famous. You know, somebody in the audience will be famous for fucking with you, trying to heckle you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know what? Like a good comic, I've always been of the mindset that I make a heckler laugh at his damn self. So that's how you flip it. You be so funny with it that you make him laugh at himself. I done had a dude heckle me and end up buying me drinks for the rest of the night. Like, dude, you told me off, man. Hey, man, dog. You know what I'm saying? You should meet my sister, man. You know, I'm like, it's like crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to give you away now.
It's an art form to it. Like I always try to make the person that I'm talking about laugh just as hard as everybody else. That way you do two things. You diffuse the situation, and then once you're able to get right back out of it and go back into your comedy.
Yeah.
If you insult a dude, he ain't gonna be quiet.
Yeah,
you know
and you gotta leave too. You gotta come outside too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, too. Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, bro. You got 30 years under your belt in comedy, right?
Comedy, like 27 years of comedy.
Man.
Wow, congratulations, my dude.
Thank you, my brother.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. It's an honor. I got 27 years comedy, 22 in radio. So yeah, man. It's a blessing. Yeah.
Bro. Okay, man. Let me ask you, man. What keep with like for comedy? What keeps you passionate about it, bro?
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. In all them years, I still got a love for the game, bro. It's like shooting ball. I still love being in the gym. You know what I mean? Comedy is like a sport. I like the show I had last night, man. I went out there. I was excited. I had some new material I wanted to work out. Right. You know, and it's just like you get excited, man, when you get ready to get on that stage. And we had a great crowd last night. They was listening to the jokes, and everything. So it's if you really care about it, it's just like shooting ball. It's like a sport, man. You really want to be the best at it. Still to this day, you know what I mean? I've been doing it for so long, and I still enjoy the hell out of it, man. It's like a drug still, you know. It's still like that first time, you know.
Right.
Yeah, and you got to keep that if you're gonna do this, because at a certain point, business gets in the way of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got to deal with a lot of stuff on the underside of it that may not be too pleasant. But if you still love it, you'll be able to remain in it. You know.
Yeah. So, that's a gem. So for people that's coming up, man, like if you had to give 3 things that a comedian needs to be successful in this business, what 3 things would you say?
The first thing I'm gonna tell you is a work ethic. You know, get out there and get them stages, man. Stage time is the most important thing that you could have as a comic, especially a young comic. You know, there comes a time when you're gonna, have to discuss money and all of this and all of that, bookings, get you a manager and all that. But when you first start out, I don't care where that stage is at. Go to that stage. Go to as many stages as you can in many different neighborhoods and establishments as you can. Don't only stick to black rooms. Don't only stick to white rooms or whatever.
Yeah.
Go to every room you can. Develop your material. That's the first thing. Just work ethic. Secondly, I would say is to develop your own style. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Everybody takes something from their favorites. You may take stage presence from this person, a little bit of that stage presence. You may take timing from this person. Respect the greats and take a little bit from everybody, but develop it all into your own style.
Right.
Once you get your own style, because comedy is all about your point of view. So if your point of view is different and funnier than everybody else's, because ultimately we may all be talking about some of the same subjects.
Right.
But if your point of view is different and refreshing, and they ain't heard somebody say that same subject with that point of view on it, then you're a winner. So that's number two. And secondly, man, thirdly, don't limit yourself to the type of audiences and the type of comedy you can do. At the end of the day, it's all comedy. You know? Yeah, a lot of comics try to fall into a bag. Well, or not even say, I'm not going to say the comics try to fall into a bag, but they'll try to put you in a bag.
Right.
What I would advise everybody is like, man, be universal.
Yeah.
And really, you could take the same jokes that you do and do it for many crowd. Just make sure that when you write for, I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
That shit's going to be funny to anybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
People try to divide, jokes so much. You look at, we're in the cancel culture now. You can't say something about gay people.
Man, bro.
Yes, you can. You just got to know how to say it to make them laugh. If a gay person laugh at his damn self, he ain't gonna complain.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's how you have to write.
So speaking of cancel culture, do you believe that we become too sensitive, or do you believe that it's just the evolution of society, period?
Yeah, because it's definitely fake.
That's how
cancel culture is like everything else. It's something that you could take advantage of, man. It's fake, because if people really cared about cancel culture, we wouldn't need cancel culture.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If the problems behind the issues were really addressed, we wouldn't even have to cancel people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And also, cancel culture is based on the idea of what we like to call political correctness. Okay. So follow me on this. Follow me on this. Political correctness is a group of ideals based on what a politician can say, so he won't piss anybody off to get elected.
Yeah.
So it's based on a fabrication in the first place. Why are we trying to be politically correct when politicians are some of the most crooked people in the world? And we know that politically correct is a ideology to just fool us and say, hey, we agree with everything and we love everybody when they don't.
Yeah.
So
it's the spin.
So how can you? Yeah, I mean, cancel culture is the same thing. It's a hashtag. It's a name,
right?
To put on something, because I mean, comedy is comedy, and like I said, if you write to the point where everybody can understand your point, everybody can get a laugh out of it and appreciate it, then I mean, who are you offended? You see what I'm saying?
Right. No, I get what you're saying. Like, I think about it, and I'm like, it's certain things that, like, when we get around a certain group of people, we may, we joke a different way.
Yeah.
We talk a different way. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, to me, I always felt like comedians have always been that group of people that have that green light to really, y'all really saying what we say anyway. You get what I'm saying? But it's like y'all job is to make it funny. You know what I'm saying? But yet and still, like, like people say, like, yeah, it's a joke, but it's always some truth in it.
So,
And
sometimes jokes are based on tragedy as well. You know what I'm saying? The opposite of comedy is tragedy. So sometimes a tragedy, something in your life that becomes tragic, actually is the basis for material. And I'll be honest with you, man. Shit, I done heard some racial jokes that have been funny as hell. An old white man in the airport told me a black joke had me cracking up. And if it's funny, it's funny. I done heard some white jokes that have been funny, some black jokes that have been funny, some gay jokes, some straight jokes. I mean, the thing is inclusion, right? Which all trying to be included, right?
Right.
If y'all trying to be included, it's jokes about every damn body. So how can you say you're the one group that can't be joked about? Then you ain't trying to be included.
Right.
So with that being said, bro, do you think it's a fine line? Do you think it's a fine line of something being offensive, where you can tell when something is becoming offensive?
Yeah. Like I said, you have to have the artistry, you have to have the mentality to be able to do it. Everybody can't do it, and that's where the problem comes in with the cancel culture, because these people don't know what the hell they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the people that are getting all the attention, and the people that have been still doing the type of material that would be considered offensive, but they're doing it in a way that nobody's getting offended. There's people out here still doing it, man.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not doing it to the point where anybody's getting offended, but you don't hear about them. You hear about the ones who don't know what they're doing.
Right. It's
you know what I'm saying?
So
comedy is an art form at the end of the day, like everything. It's an art form.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're able to take a sensitive topic like racism, sexuality, even politics, whatever, if you're able to take the more sensitive the topic and turn it into a joke, you're a better comedian.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I got a code that I live by called if you could laugh at it, you can live through it.
Oh wow.
So which means that
that's a t-shirt right there.
Yeah, I got them already. Don't try to. I already got them.
You said patent pending, goddamn, patent pending.
Yeah, but that's my my logo for my company. That if you can laugh at it, you can live through it, because that's what it takes for us right now, especially living in the times we living in.
Yes, sir.
Man, some of this stuff you just got to shake your head, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just started smoking Newports. Newports at 55. I ain't never smoked before, but sometimes you just got to go on your porch like, damn. Lord have mercy. Just, Lord.
That should just stress you the fuck out.
You know what I'm saying? Old people don't want to smoke Newports. They just have to. They be, Lord have mercy.
You know what, man? Like I was saying one time, like, is there a cigarette? Is there a cigarette brand for each race? So you know what I'm saying? So like we know black people smoke Newports. We know that.
We smoke Newports, yeah.
But you think about like what do Asians smoke? You know what I'm saying? Or like
I don't know what that's weird. Yeah. I don't know what they would smoke. Yeah, that's
you gotta go to the boat. Yeah.
No.
You gotta go to the boat.
With Mexicans, it's Marlboros. I mean, I'm sorry.
All burros.
Yeah, give me my burros.
And I'm trying to think like Italian. I don't know. I mean, I just know black people and Mexicans. It's Marlboros.
That's a good comedy bit, though. That's a hell of a comedy concept right there.
So, hey, bro. So, in your 27 years of doing comedy, can you remember your first venue that you performed in?
Yep. The very first time I did comedy was a place up in Wicker Park in Chicago. It's a place called Phyllis's Musical Inn.
Okay.
And what happened, I was working at the Board of Trade downtown.
Okay.
And a guy that worked for my company had a band, and they was opening up there at this place called Phyllis's Musical Inn. So he's like, I had never done comedy, but I had been going to Second City to write comedy. But I had never performed before. And he's like, man, my band got this set. Why don't you come out and just open up and do some jokes? So I did. That was the very first time, man. I had like most of my family up in there. So like most of the crowd was my family.
Yeah.
So of course I did good in front of them. But
yes,
that was
the
first place.
You feel like shit. If you didn't do good, a lot of people was gonna be the butt of them jokes.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. Matter of fact, I had stuff. All of my first material was all about my family. So they sitting there, like, for real. That's how you feel, for real, for real. You know, okay, all right. But they was laughing though, man. It was good. And after that, man, I swear, like that night, I'm like, damn, that's it. Like, yeah, this is it.
They got you.
Yeah.
That's love, bro. That's love, man. Like, I just feel like that's a beautiful thing that when you come across something that gets you up in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because actually, I was going to Second City. I actually wanted to write. I wanted to be like the writer for Saturday Night Live. I didn't necessarily want to be on the stage, but I wanted to be the guy that wrote the skits. So I went to Second City because I thought that they was teaching that, and they were. But at the same time, they was teaching like improv and getting on stage and acting the stuff out. So once I was up there and started getting on the stage, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, okay. And that's where I started getting the book. I started writing jokes for myself.
Okay.
And then that's where I ended up doing I started doing them at the place I just named. It was the very first time I did my own stuff.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what has been one of your most rewarding moments in comedy?
Wow, I had so many. Oh man. Oh man, I had so many. Well, I probably think like one of my biggest moments early on, I won the Miller Lite Comedy Search in Chicago, which was like a really big contest back in the day.
I remember that.
Yeah, remember the Miller Lite? Yeah, and every year you would have to go through like a month. First, you had to make the groups, and then you had to go through like a month of every week, different club, and they whittled it down to the finalists. And I won it. I forget what year I won it. I think it was it was early on. And Chris Rock was the host, and I won it at all the way down to the #1 comic in the city. And like that was the real night that I was just like really convinced that I could actually make it in the business, because I was just like, wow. Because back then, man, we had guys like James Santa, God rest him, Ali Leroy, who went on to write with Chris Rock, and man, yeah, it was some heavy hitters back then in Chicago, and I was able to win that contest, man. And that early on just like let me know, like, okay, especially in a competitive city like Chicago, like I can actually be out here doing this. So it was a huge contest, man. Like people would come from other cities, because Cedric the Entertainer won it 2 years after I did, and he was from St. Louis, but he came up here to compete in the contest. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like people heard about it. It was huge.
Right. That's what's up.
Yeah.
You speak about,
shout out to my man Tom Finch.
You speak about the competitiveness in comedy in Chicago, and I seen a YouTube clip where they did a roast of you. Hey, bro, let me tell you something, man. Hey, man, it was the most hilarious shit, and I was like, bro, you got thick skin, my dude. You got thick skin, because they was laying into like, bro. They was laying, it was some funny shit, man. I was like, and I thought about it, man, as I listened to it. I'm like, it was still an honor to you. You know what I'm saying? It was still an honor to you, and I'm like, just thinking about the people that came through. I'm like, man, this is not only are you being honored because of what you brought to the game, but this is your competition right here. And these motherfuckers,
them boys was relentless, boy. Oh my God, they was so funny that night, man.
There was some man,
Bob Phipps, David, Leon, man,
Marlon Mix.
Marlon, that was one of the best nights ever, man. And like you said, I ain't feel nothing but love and honor that night, man. Nothing but love and honor, man. And them brothers, they bought it. I was in tears that night, boy. I'm telling you,
that shit was hilarious, bro.
Yeah,
I can't even lie to you. That shit was hilarious. It made me think about something that Bub said like last week, man. He said, like, with Chicago, we known for capping on motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, everybody got to understand that if you in that room, you are subject to the capping.
Yeah.
So you can't laugh too hard, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's what make it so easy. Like with Chicago comics with hecklers, like we almost don't even want to do it. Like dude, come this easy. That's
Right.
light work to a Chicago comic,
Yeah.
man. We could literally make the show all about you, but we're
Yeah.
not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? We try to literally like we want to hit you, get you to understand what it is, and then let us move on. But if you keep on taking it there, man, you can literally get. Yeah, we don't play around, man. I'd have seen some brothers get walked up out the club, just you know what I mean. So.
And the worst I think is like when the guys is up there doing it, and the ladies get out of pocket and start heckling you and start going there with and shit. Like Baldhead is one of the best. Here recently I seen, man. He called a lady. He said, man, now how the only woman in here dressed like a grammar school gym teacher got a problem. And I mean, like you say, the whole lounge went up, like standing up, people jumping up. And I'm like, man. But when the camera looked at it, that's exactly what you saw. Like your gym teacher with the sweatsuit on, you know what I mean? The little sock.
We got that eye. Chicago comics got that quick eye like that.
Yes.
And the thing is, like you said, even with a female, you don't want to do it.
No.
Like you'll give her a couple more chances than you would a guy. But then
I'm going.
Then when you go, you gotta go. Because I've had to do it several times, you know. You just gotta go at that point.
Yeah, man.
How did you make the transition into radio, bro?
Man, I started going down to WGCI, just filling in. The program director saw me. They had like the Father's Day jam, and they had me on that. So he liked my act, and so he started just bringing me in to fill in on shows every now and then. Like he let me come in and sit in with Doug Banks. He let me come sit in with Sam Silk.
Right.
And then he one day offered me a chance to sit in with the morning show with Crazy Howard McGee. And so I sat in there for a couple of days, and then they he pulled me in the office and asked me, was I interested in doing radio? And I'm like, yeah, man, you know, I like it. And so he's like, you know, at the time, Adele Givens was on the morning show with Crazy Howard McGee. They had the Bonnie and Clyde show, great show. But Adele was starting to do a lot of stuff where she had to travel and be on the road a lot, you know, doing her thing. So I started filling in for her on the show when she was gone. And it got to the point where she just, you know, had to, you know, she was getting called to Hollywood and doing different stuff. So she ended up leaving the station. So then they just gave me the spot. They offered me the spot in place of her once she left. So then I was on his show for like 7 years.
I mean, so was there any level of intimidation that you felt like those heavy names, bro? Like those heavy fucking names, man.
Yeah, it was to be honest with you, it was real on the radio side for me early on, to be real. Because radio personalities didn't accept the comic, you know, just coming out the blue and being, you know, on the radio, especially going to the morning show like I did. Like my first job was on the morning show, the top show.
Yeah, that's heavy.
It's heavy, and so it was some friction early on with certain radio personalities, not, you know, thinking that, you know, I had earned the right to be on the radio because I'm a comic and I just get to walk on to the morning show. Right. But man, I did my homework up in that joint. They don't know I was a sponge in there. I learned from every one of them. I used to sit in with Sam. I used to sit in with Ramonski Love. Come on, Mike Love and the Diz. You know what I'm saying? He pop in on Herb Kent, Doug Banks. You know, I would see like all these greats, and they all would talk to me and give me little gems. So even though I came in the building, I didn't take it for granted. I sucked it up like a sponge, and I learned everything that I could from everybody. Rick Party, like all of these great personalities that was on in Chicago. I just became like they little cousin. Hey, what's going on? You know?
But that's a smart move, though.
Yeah. And then a lot of them, you know, they got to see that I was serious about it, that I just wasn't somebody in here trying to, you know, just be in radio because it was there. They really understood that I was really a student of the game and I was really trying to perfect myself as a broadcaster,
Mhm.
which allowed me to move up and eventually start hosting morning shows. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yes, it's been a thing, but once I got into it, I had to, do it 100%. I had a love for the game. Still, just like comedy, man.
Yeah.
I still get up in 3:30 in the morning and go to work every day on the radio station and love that just as much.
And now you're in the Bay Area, right?
Yeah, Bay Area. Get up every morning. If you guys got a chance, man, you can download the KBLX app. I'm on a morning show called The Dream Team. So,
Okay.
man, we on from it'll be 6 to 10 our time. So it would be 8 to 12 up here in Chicago, or wherever you are. It's on Pacific time.
Okay.
Okay. That's dope.
Yeah.
So from going from the Midwest to the West Coast, what's been the biggest difference for you? What's been the biggest difference that you've experienced?
Man, I'm shot till I die. So that's the thing. I just miss the food here. I miss the camaraderie. I miss my family. Of course, my family's up here.
Right.
Right now I'm in my granddaughter's bedroom. It's crazy. But I miss the whole Chicago vibe. I like living in the Bay though. It's beautiful. A lot of things going on there. The cost of living is crazy high.
Ooh,
For
yeah.
real. And another thing, the only other negative I would take from it is like the homelessness crisis is just unbelievable. To have an area where you got all these tech billionaires and all these people that got all this money,
Yeah.
and you got people sleeping on the streets, man. It's just like to the number that is down there is crazy.
Right.
Those are the only things I don't like about it. But other than that, the people are cool. The station is cool. Definitely beautiful. It don't snow.
I'm jealous.
Good.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's good. But I miss it though. I'm up here right now, loving it though. I love the. I'm like I can take a few days of it now, so I'm cool.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but that's about it. You can take a weekend of this shit.
Yeah,
and then after
yeah,
that, you be
yeah.
like,
Hell
nah,
yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Then
I'm
you
good.
Shit, fuck that.
So with the increase in popularity of like YouTube views and stuff like that, as someone who's in radio, how important do you think the radio still is nowadays?
The radio is important, but I still think it's not being used the way that the problem with radio is they're trying to compete with all of that, and radio is not that.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
It's two different mediums. And the thing that people don't understand about radio is still to me the barbershop on the air.
Oh,
Radio, you know what I'm
that's
saying?
a gem.
The
Yeah.
radio is where people want to come. They want to hear the music. They want to hear what's going on. They want to win tickets to stuff. Yeah, but they also want to hear people talking about what's going on in their community. They also want to hear other people in their community as listeners having conversations. And for some reason, somebody along the line in the last few years has told us that black folks don't want to hear that on the radio, and that's not true. Black
Right.
folks still want to use the radio as the voice of the people, as the voice of the community, and where they can come, like I said, like the barbershop, and hear what's going on. Yeah, the music and stuff is great, of course, but I still think that we're trying to use it as like I said, this competition with YouTube. Yeah, if you want to go to YouTube and do that, do that. But I still think the radio is still that barbershop on the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like it's also important, not just for the conversation, but I also think it's important to break new records. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think that people, especially nowadays, have gotten to a point where they tired of the same 10 records. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like to hear something that you never heard before that's dope.
Yeah.
It's like so refreshing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's one of the things I did when I was on the radio in Chicago, like with the morning show with me and Leon, man. We tried to get them in tune with what was going on with Chicago, because right then that was when the whole movement was coming with Chief Keef and the whole drill movement and everything, and they wasn't really like even like Chance the Rapper and that whole crowd was coming up. and they wasn't really messing with it. And we was like, yo, so we started like a thing called the after party, which was basically after our show, we'd go online and do like a little podcast. And that was where we got to crack all these artists and introduce them,
Yes, sir.
because we had to actually get them on that live stream first, so the people could get the
Right.
popularity, so that the station could see that people was like tuning in, like, oh my God, they're on there. And then they
Right.
started messing. But we had to go that route to get them to actually see, okay, this is who Chief Keef is. This is who Fredo Santana is. This is who Chance the Rapper is. This
Right.
is who, Reese is. So we had these guys, on our live stream after the show, and that kind of introduced them to the station, and so they could start messing with them, because they didn't really have the connection to the streets like we did, to be like, this is who they listening to right now. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Bro, that's huge, because like I remember getting a red eye and seeing Chief Keef on the front page of the Red Eye.
Yeah.
And when I seen that, I was like, yeah, shorty on. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, but I also remember hearing his record on GCI, and I was like, hey, people got to realize that, like, to me, I feel like the radio is very instrumental in introducing new artists to the masses. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, unfortunately, I could be wrong. I just kind of feel like it's bastardized, if I'm using that term correctly. It's bastardized, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I feel like nobody is trying to introduce the new hot shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same
And then they introduced like the one type of music. Like, I mean, drill, trap, all of that is great. But then there's also some different genres of music that I think that they failed to capture, man. And it's not just Chicago, it's all over the damn country. That there's some, younger like artists out here that's bringing that heat, like y'all say, man, and it's just not getting heard.
Yeah.
I think, like you say, I think that's programming, because that's pretty much the problem everywhere. Is the censorship of the wrong things. You know what I mean? Like, if the personality says something that might be a little bit too edgy, you know what I mean? Oh, you got to come down, and it's like, man, it takes away, number one, the originality of it and the authenticity of it. You know what I mean? That's what people like. It's all about timing. It's original and it's authentic, and that's what people accept as well. No matter how it's packaged, they'll get over the package. That's how Chief Keef got on. Is older people were able to listen to this song. It was catchy. I'm not saying they listen to it everywhere, but you start seeing people in their cars and on bus stops, and everywhere you go, you was like, man, this song is
their motherfucking head and shit.
But the sad thing is, though, but like what you just saying, like, but they'll tell a radio personality, especially a black one, right? Don't be political. Don't talk about politics or things of that nature. But then you'll put on the record about killing the ops. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want us to express our political beliefs, because that'll turn the listeners off. But it's okay for you to play a record about killing somebody or popping some perks, or you know what I mean. So to me it's all subjective, whatever. Come on.
Has there, in your years of doing radio, and you don't have to say names, nothing like that, but has there ever been moments where you felt like you were trying to be contained, like too much, to the point where it was like,
I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, it's just I would say the last 10 years, radio's really become more corporate. And so with that happening, of course, the individuality and the being the voice and having your own individual voice and saying things that may go against the grain is definitely not something. I mean, you see it, but believe me, it's not the way it used to be, to where you could really, say what you want to say and have an opinion and say things that may stir the pot a little bit. Hey. I've
And,
had to issue many apologies and stuff on the radio back in the day, but it was just because they was allowing we could say stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was like, okay, an apology wasn't the end of the world, and they understood that because somebody got mad at you about something you said, they wasn't gonna stop listening to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? They were still gonna listen to you because they want to hear what else you're gonna say.
Right. Right.
and even with that, I kind of feel like situations like that is what's needed because it starts the conversation. You see what I'm saying? Like everything that you say is not necessarily going to be correct. You could be wrong about some shit that you're saying, but I think that's the shit that starts the conversation because somebody may feel like, well, I don't agree with him, but why do he think like that? You see what I'm saying?
But
And
sometimes
then
you need to play devil's. I mean, the radio is theater of the mind. You can play devil's advocate. I've said many things on the radio that I didn't really feel that way, just to stir the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because if we all on the radio agreeing, that ain't good for a conversation.
Right.
So as a radio host, say you having a conversation and everybody is agreeing, everybody getting along. I may throw something in there that I know about to stir the whole pot up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's how you do radio, man. You're always looking for that moment to stir it up or flip it. So there's been some things that I might say that they be like, I can't believe Tony Sculfield said that. I know let me call up here and cuss him out. But I'm just playing with y'all because I know that was gonna make you call.
Right. Right. Get that reaction. Yeah.
has there ever been an artist that you pissed off?
That I could have what?
Has there ever been an artist that you pissed off?
That I couldn't stop?
No. I said, has there ever been an artist that you pissed off that you like? You know, you said some shit that pissed you off.
We made Ray J mad before. We made we made a lot of mad, man. I done made so many artists. Yeah, we done made. I think Ray J tried to sue our show one time. We made Ray J mad, man. We did a prank where Leon did an impersonation of Ray J, and it was so good. It was so good. He act like he called into our show and had a meltdown, right? And it was such a good impression of him that other radio stations picked it up and websites like Ray J calls WGCI and has a meltdown. They thought it was really him.
Damn.
So it made it all the way to like it was on TV on Insider or whatever, Insider.
Yeah.
Made it all the way to that. Dude. He was gonna sue the station and everything, man, because we prank on him. But it's been a few artists that we've made mad, man, over the years. But there's been some artists that have made us mad too. So it goes around, comes around.
Yeah.
Can you name one? Can you name one artist that really pissed y'all off?
I would tell you the worst interview I ever done, and it really hurt me. I was hurt because I was a big fan of this person. I still am a big fan of this person, but he's probably the worst interview ever. And that was Nas, man. He was terrible.
Oh, really?
Man. And I was so fired up because I was a fan of him. So I had all these facts and I had like really prepared for this interview, man. And I wanted to like really just like, kick it, conversate with him. And, I was coming with it, man. This dude was giving me like little one-word answers and shit. I give him like a real intricate question and this and that. And Queensbridge. I'm like, nigga, this ain't Belly. We ain't in Belly. You ain't trying to go back to Africa, motherfucker. Say something, It was just like, dude, he was giving me one-word answers the whole time, just all like he didn't even want to be there. Just
you ain't trying to go back
and I was crushed, dude. I'm just sitting there like, this Nas.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn. Damn,
in the 30-minute interview, if he said 14 words, I'd be surprised, bro. It was terrible. Yeah.
Hey, man. Well, we ain't gonna hold you too long, man, because we know you're a busy man. But I got two questions for you. So this next one, man, it's kind of serious, man. So I know we be kind of just shooting the shit, but this next kind of serious, man. So if you had to get knocked out in front of somebody. Well, if you have to get knocked out Would you rather get knocked down in front of your girl or your kids?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a good one right there.
Yeah.
I would say.
You really think about that.
I would say my kids, because I know if I get knocked out in front of my wife, she gonna try to fight whoever knocked me out and probably get hurt herself.
Okay.
So
okay.
I would say my kids. Yeah, they'll probably just like get me to the car and get me home. But my wife is gonna try to fight whoever knocked me out, and she may end up down there with me. So ain't no use of both our ass getting knocked out.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Only thing with your
use of both our ass laying down there, baby. You got, well, you know, hey.
Only thing with getting knocked down in front of your kids, man, is that you probably can't ask them to take out their garbage too tough next time. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you got the word a little bit different.
Grown, so that's the only reason why I said that too, because they grown. They ain't got to take out garbage no more. Like I said, they'll get my butt to the car. Like, that's all right, Daddy. You want something to eat? We're gonna stop at White Castle. And
they got sympathy for you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get sympathy, right.
They gonna be like, you tried. They gonna like, you tried, Dad. You tried.
Daddy,
you tried.
We know you old, Daddy. We love you.
That's my kids. My kids be like, Daddy, you got gray hair on your face. You know you ain't had no business messing with that man.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's what they be like.
Daddy.
Yeah.
And hollering at us, you wasn't hollering at that man. And
right.
In front of AutoZone, he was kicking you. You ain't hollering at him.
Yeah, that's why when you got young kids, you can't get knocked out in front of them, because you really can't say nothing else to them for the rest of the time.
Not at
all.
Your
homework. You do your homework on boxing.
Right. Right. That left hook is real weak, Daddy. That left hook is real weak.
You go watch some fight films. You go watch fight films, Dad.
He said you can't tell them nothing else. And the last thing, man, we got this game, man. Hold on for 1 second. All right, the name of this game, man, is called First of All. So basically, whatever come to mind, it's no wrong answers, bro. No wrong answers.
Okay.
We're just picking your brain. You ready?
All right.
Here we go.
Quickest way to get hired.
Quickest way to get hired?
Yeah.
Lie on the application.
Quickest way to get evicted.
Don't pay the rent.
Quickest way to get arrested.
Don't have a license.
Oh, damn. Quickest way to get rich.
Have a scheme.
Quickest way to steal from Target.
Have your short friend steal if you're a tall dude.
Quickest way to get robbed.
Ride through Chicago.
Hey, boy.
Right.
Hey, never lied about that one, man.
Hey, man, I love my city, but boy, they be out here now, boy. They got 11-year-olds carjacking. Shit.
Yeah.
I seen that shit on the news, bro.
Like, how you gonna carjack somebody and you got to throw a little booster seat in the seat while you start driving off?
Hey, we're walking around with a phone book. Wait a minute, a phone book?
Right, yeah, right. Yeah,
you better watch it.
Walking around. Yeah. That's the him with 2 phone books in his hand. You know he about to get in your car and drive off.
That's right. He just looking at me like, dog.
You about to be ass out.
I'm looking for a hybrid.
Right.
Hey, bro. Hey, man. Honestly, we sincerely appreciate you giving us your time, man, because we tell people all the time, man, that's more important. That's more precious than money. You know, I know a lot of broke motherfuckers might think differently, but you know what I'm saying? Because you can't get that time back, man. You can always get that money back, man.
Yeah.
Yes,
we
sir.
definitely
Yes,
appreciate you, man, giving us your time, man.
Yeah.
Let the people know where they can find you at, man. What you got coming up?
Yeah, man. I'm like I said, you guys can catch me. Download the KBLX app. That's KBLX. Download that app. You can hear me on the morning show out there in the Bay Area. I'll be coming back on the big tour here in a couple of months in Chicago at the Airy Crown.
Yes,
With
sir.
like some more Mike. Yeah, so look for that, and I think that's next month. Well, in March. That's in March. Also, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's Tony Sco. On Twitter, it's the real Tony Sco. So you guys hook me up on there. And also, you guys can check out my website, tonysco.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Tony, man.
All right, I appreciate you brothers too, man. Thank y'all for reaching out to me, man. And definitely to you and your families, everybody be safe out there, man. And everybody be healthy. And have a great 2022, man. We're going to get this.
You too, man. Much continued success.
For sure.
Yes, y'all too, brothers, man. Thank y'all so much.
For sure, man. Be cool, bro.
Love.
All right, peace. Take care.
Peace.
Great show, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. To all the people out there, man, we want to let y'all know, man, like we always say, make fans, not followers.
That's right.
What else? You got something you want to say to the people, Bub?
Man, get ready for the open mic, the next open mic coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Get ready for that, man.
That's Wednesday, right?
Yeah, man. We got the comics lined up. We got performances lining up. So, man, like Brother Tony said, man, take advantage of these stages. Take advantage of getting up there and practicing your material. That's y'all workout. And whatever your craft is, rapping, singing, poetry, you need a stage to go to the gym and work out. That's your workout. That's going there and getting your 30-minute burn. You know what I mean? That's your cardio. That's pumping your weights. That's doing them layups. Whatever you're doing, you better get up on that stage and find you some stages. So get into it. Get your music on an MP3. Make sure it's clear. Make sure you ready to hit that stage. Make sure you got your little outfit together. It's cold out. Make sure your turtleneck matches the suede boots. Somebody heard that. They like, yeah, I'm gonna kill him Wednesday. I got this turtleneck gonna match my construction teams.
I got a question about that, man. With the turtleneck, do you wear the chain? You wear the chain outside the turtleneck, bro?
You got to. If you got a choker, see, mine too long. This wouldn't do a turtleneck no justice. Now, if it was like,
you're not supposed to, man. You're not supposed to wear the chain out.
Especially gold. If you got on a black turtleneck, you gotta have the little gold rope choker.
Looking like Wesley Snipes and
when he walked around the room. Somebody got to know something. That was a Martin scene, though. I think Martin's scene was better than the actual scene. Dragging a little stuffed dog. Oh.
Hey, man. This Wednesday, man, 19th, we have Magoo's again, man, for the 2 Urban open mic as well. We're hosting that. So, independent artists, man, y'all want to perform. Y'all got to get down there by 7:30 and hit that list to perform. It's going down, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit up the website, shitspodcast.com. Check us out every Thursday on the Shits Radio, on My Radio Chicago, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., playing all that dope shit. And that's about it, man. We'll holler at y'all elsewhere. Y'all can catch us in these streets, y'all.
That's right. Look to your left. Look to your right. You might see us in your sight until the light turn green.
That was dope, my nigga.
I mean,
that was dope. All right, y'all. We out this piece, man. It is the shits.